Let's compare two officially licensed lightsabers. On the left is a 2005 Star Wars Master Replicas Darth Vader Force FX lightsaber, and on the right is a 2015 Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Darth Vader Force FX lightsaber. So both officially licensed, both made by different companies, and also, by the way, if you didn't notice, the lightsaber on the left has been gutted, so that's why there's no blade. It's actually totally empty on the inside. And it's also a bit weathered, okay? Because I did purchase it used, but we should be able to compare some of the overall kind of similarities and differences between these two hilts and their design. So let's get started. You can see just with an overview of these two hilts, there are definitely some differences. So let's go to the top of the hilt. So here is the kind of the shroud section of the hilt. The texture of the two shrouds is a little bit different. It's kind of a, finer, grainy detail on the Hasbro one versus the Master Replicas. Both of them, this part seems to be plastic. Here's the D-ring. Now this is some weathering, so that's just because it's a bit weathered. This thumb screw at the top, it's a little bit larger on the Hasbro one, and the D-ring also seems to be a little bit larger. Moving down here, that screw is pretty much the same. This one is the same too. We've got this button. It's very similar. The Master Replicas one is slightly smaller, it looks like. Now this part's a little interesting. So this Master Replicas one from 2005 has this kind of decorative wire here, and I think there's also supposed to be another one of a different color here, at least in different pictures I was looking at. It appeared there's something like that, and we don't have that at all on the Hasbro one, so that's a difference. There's not a screw here. I don't know, that could just be removed because the hilt is gutted. So the labeling B, E, and S, that seems to be pretty much the same. Okay, here's the bubble strip with both of them. This section is the way to activate the hilt. So this box area does look very similar at this section anyway. If we turn it over here, the Master Replicas one just kind of has this open hole kind of area, and the Hasbro Force FX one has this kind of clip thing to it. Let's move to the other side. So this part is also different. There's kind of this metal knobby thing on the Master Replicas hilt, and it's a screw for the Hasbro hilt. Now moving down farther, you can definitely see the size difference with the grips, the T-track grips. They're much longer on the Master Replicas hilt than they are on the Hasbro hilt. Let's see. We get to the bottom. You can actually take, well, I'm going to take that part off. Compare the pommel pieces, but I guess before that though, just above the pommel, we have kind of a few of these little grooves. That part is really quite similar with the hilts. If we peek on the inside, it seems pretty comparable there. Let's take a look. Here are the pommel pieces. And we just, of course, this one says Master Replicas, and this one says Hasbro. But, they're really pretty similar. Actually, let me see if I can use, if they're compatible. Looks like they're compatible, you guys. So I could put this, I would assume it's the same. I've switched the Master Replicas pommel piece and the Hasbro one. Okay, so the threading is the same, they are compatible. But That's just kind of a quick overview at these two hilts. I know it's always kind of fun to compare these hilts from different eras and to see the similarities and differences between them. So hope you guys had some fun. I found it interesting comparing them, and feel free to comment below. Again, on the left is the Master Replicas hilt from 2005, and on the right is the Hasbro hilt from 2015. So 10 years difference.